Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Steve Collins coming to you from cloudy San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are excited about this wonderful, fantastic Thursday we have ahead of us today. So, my goal every morning is to make an impact in one person's life. If more than one person is impacted, then it's been a really good morning. But the goal is, very simply, one person per day will be impacted. For those of you who know me, or those of you who have just started connecting with me, you are aware that I am an unusual creature. I have very different values from the average business person. I don't respect business success a whole lot because business success is really a matter of following a system and following a model and being consistent, which does not require a whole lot of internal work, if you will. What I respect and place a high value on is character, integrity, a loving heart towards people, and relationships. Now, it was exciting for me to find out that the 75-year study done by Harvard University on what makes people happy that was just released a couple of weeks ago, after following the lives of Harvard graduates and rough little boys on the streets of Boston for 75 years down to their children's children, they deduced that it was not an abundance of finances, it was not an abundance of things, it was not the reaching of goals that really made them happy. The one key factor that made them happy, those that were happy, was relationships and the quality of those relationships. So I'm going to pose to you this morning, the quality of your life is going to be determined by the quality of your questions. Because when you are in a question mode, you are in a learning mode, and personal growth and personal development comes from stretching yourself beyond your comfort zone. You're either in learner mode or judger mode. Judger mode is when you think in terms of statements that end with a period. He's that way, she's that way, that won't work, I tried that, I saw that before, I already know that. That is judger mode, you're making a judgment. Learner mode is, how could I do that differently? I wonder why she's responding that way. That's interesting that he did that. I wonder what the story is behind that. Learner mode puts you into curiosity and allows you to open up the creative part of your mind and to be at a place where you can decide how you're going to choose to respond emotionally to that. So one of the things I do, those of you that know me, I have 7 children, 6 of them still at home that range from 10 years old to 19. And the standard parental question, because most people just quite frankly don't give thought to it, the standard parental question is this: how was your day today, honey? Nothing wrong with that. Let me be very clear. Nothing wrong with that. The problem is, especially if you have male children, when you say, how was your day today, honey? They will answer you with a plethora of words, usually beginning and ending with this: good. And that's what you get. Well, what'd you do today? Nothing. Okay, well, what kind of day did you have? Fine. It's just because the quality of the question has not been considered. So I am going to share with you this morning the questions I ask my kids and my wife at night with incredible intention behind it. First thing I ask is, hey buddy, what did you do today that required courage? What did you do today that required courage, buddy? Now that causes them to pause and truly think about what it was that they had to do. Second question, I say, what did you do today to take a risk? And when they answer me and they say, I don't think I did anything, I always answer back by saying, so you chose to play it safe today. And they go, I guess so, Dad. Okay, cool. Third question is, I said, what did you do today that set you apart as a person of faith? You know, because you have a faith in God and you believe in God. What did you do today that would set you apart? In other words, if there was an attorney and you were on trial for being a person of faith, Would there be any evidence to convict you of being a person of faith? What did you do today to demonstrate your faith? You see, there's variations of the question. I go into the question deeply with my kids and Angela, quite frankly. Now I'm going to ask you this. Why would I ask them that question? Why would I say, what did you do today that required courage? Why would I ask them, what did you do today to take a risk? Why would I ask them, what did you do today to set yourself apart as a person of faith? What happened today that demonstrated that you're a person of faith? You see, the quality of those questions causes them not only to reflect on the day in a way that puts a demand for real conversation and thought. What it does is I am training my children as best I can and opening up conversations with Angela around, is this something I should be thinking about during the day? And here's the reason I have that conversation, because you have a part of your brain called the RAS, or the reticular activating device, that when you are looking at or focusing on, concentrating on something, you tend to see more of it. Think about the car you're driving. Remember the day that you bought the car? Do you remember the day that you drove the car home? Well, for that next week, you saw more cars on the road just like yours than you had ever seen before. Ladies, when you got pregnant, you left the house, and lo and behold, every woman in your world was pregnant. Now, these folks and these cars were there before. They just weren't on your awareness radar, so you weren't paying attention to them. By asking these questions, what did you do today that required courage? What did you do today to take a risk? What did you do today that set you apart as a person of faith? Is there any evidence that can be stacked against you saying, I have enough evidence, Judge, to convict him that this is a person who has faith in God? What did you do today? The reason I ask those questions is that I am intentionally activating the RAS, the reticular activating system in their minds, so that when they approach points in their day where courage is demanded, where a risk is demanded, or where faith is demanded, they are now aware they have a choice. By asking them daily, Christian, my youngest, is the one that's really, he's in tune with it. Christian, what did you do today to demonstrate courage today? Dad, I did a backflip off of the swing today. And I'm like, that's really cool. You did? Yeah, I did. I said, what did you do today that required bravery, man? Or what did you do today that required courage? He said, I was going for this pass and I knew I was going to land on the rocks to catch it, but I did it anyway because I wanted to catch the ball. I figured I could get up. If I got hurt, it'd be all right. I said, that's awesome. Christian, what did you do today that demonstrates or sets you apart as a person of faith? And he said, well, Dad, I prayed for my friend Terrell today. He's having a hard time at home, and I prayed for him. Now, this kid's 10 years old, y'all. You understand what I'm saying? The quality of your life is reflected in the quality of your questions. So I stopped asking my kids, how was your day today? What did you learn today? And started asking intentional questions, because now they go through their day with an awareness of something, because the reticular activating device is set. Now when they're faced with a situation where they can cower or be courageous, they will think to themselves, if I do this, I can tell Dad this is what I did today that required courage. If I do this, I can tell Dad today I took a risk. If I say this to this person or share this, then I can answer Dad and say, here's how I demonstrated my faith. Do you see where I'm going with it, ladies and gentlemen? The quality of your life is based on the quality of your questions. So allow me to ask you this about your yesterday as an adult. What did you do yesterday that required courage? What did you do yesterday to take a big risk? Yesterday, if you were followed around by an attorney, would they have any evidence to convict you of being a person of faith? Did they or didn't they? I hope that you choose today to think about the quality of your questions, first and foremost to yourself, and second, to those you care about the most. It'll change your world when you change your questions. Have a great day, guys.